Welcome back to The Explainer. Today, we're taking a digital scalpel to your social media feed. We are going to dissect exactly how our attention is systematically, and honestly brilliantly, hijacked online. If you've ever caught yourself liking, commenting, or subscribing, and then a second later thought, wait, why did I just do that? Well, you are in exactly the right place. Get ready for a high-energy visual autopsy of the tactics engineered to absolutely capture your focus.
But before we get to our primary specimen today, I want to ask you a really direct question. What actually makes you click? Think about it. When you're scrolling at a mile a minute, swiping past literally hundreds of images, videos, and captions every single day, what is the exact trigger that finally stops your thumb? Is it genuine interest? Or is your brain being hacked by a set of incredibly specific, highly engineered visual and psychological cues? Keep that in the back of your mind.
Okay, let's dive into part one, the anatomy of a click, and what engagement bait actually is.
All right, just look at this. On its face, it's total chaos, right? It's loud, it's aggressive, it's practically vibrating off the screen. But honestly, this isn't just a messy graphic. It's a masterclass in hacking human attention. When something like this hits your feed, it has an immediate, overwhelming impact on your visual processing. Literally everything here is deliberate, designed to hit you like a digital brick wall and stop your scroll dead in its tracks. So to truly grasp what we're looking at, we have to define the hidden mechanics at play. This is a textbook example of engagement bait. Basically, engagement bait is content strategically designed to provoke you into interacting, liking, commenting, subscribing, the whole 9 yards. And it's not because the content itself is super valuable. It's done to artificially boost the metrics that social media algorithms absolutely love. The creator just wants the platform to think, wow, people are obsessed with this, so the algorithm pushes the post out to millions more.
Moving right along to part two, the psychology of dares and the emotional hook. Just look at that massive, bright yellow text screaming at the top, I dare you to subscribe. I mean, subtlety is clearly not the goal here. It's written in this super aggressive, heavy font. And why? Because the creator is explicitly trying to bypass your rational, critical thinking and aim straight for a primal psychological trigger. A dare instantly shifts the vibe from a passive request to an active, in-your-face challenge.
To put that into perspective, think about a normal, polite request. Something like, please subscribe to my channel. Now contrast that with, I dare you to subscribe. The difference in intent is huge. Please relies on your goodwill, but a dare? A dare relies entirely on your ego. The creator is banking on the fact that humans, especially the younger demographics usually targeted by this stuff, have this hardwired instinctual resistance to backing down from a challenge. It literally forces a reaction. But a psychological hook alone isn't quite enough. Which brings us to part three, visual overload, and the science of stopping the scroll.
Let's break down the specific visual ingredients cooking here. First off, you've got this neon cyberpunk background. It's high contrast, trendy, and frankly, a bit of an assault on the eyes. Second, notice the radiating white speed lines zooming right toward the center. Third, you've got bright, multicolored confetti just scattered randomly everywhere. And finally, anchoring the whole chaotic mess, a giant red action button. Every single pixel is screaming for your attention.
Now, you might be taking this all in and thinking, wow, this is just plain ugly. And fair enough. So why use so much visual clutter? Why would a creator intentionally make something so overwhelmingly chaotic, practically attacking the viewer's senses? Well, it all comes down to the sheer speed of the modern internet. Those neon colors, the random confetti, those intense speed lines, they aren't just decorative. They're explicitly engineered to arrest your visual momentum. This insane amount of visual clutter forces an immediate, visceral reaction right from your nervous system. By the time your brain actually processes how garish the image is, the visual shock has already done its job. It's paralyzed your scrolling thumb. Boom, you've stopped. They've won phase one.
Now, what's really interesting about this next slide, part four, hacking comments, is the bizarre secondary command. Tucked right under that massive dare, in slightly smaller black outline text, it says, if you can fill the comment box. Notice the delightfully awkward phrasing there. But more importantly, notice the actual demand. The creator isn't asking for a single thoughtful comment or a meaningful reply. No, they're asking you to fill the comment box. They want users to spam the comments with emojis, random letters, repeated phrases, whatever. It's a demand for sheer bulk action. So, here is how this all builds into a brilliant, highly manipulative strategy. This is the hidden playbook.
Step 1. Issue a psychological dare to hook the ego. Step 2. Demand massive bulk comments to generate huge interaction volume. Step 3. Use that fabricated volume to trigger the platform's algorithm. You see, the algorithm doesn't care if the comments say, wow, what a great point, or if it's just a string of 100 fire emojis. It just sees raw engagement data, categorizes the post as highly popular, and pushes it out to thousands more feeds. It's genius, really.
But humans need a reason to actually put in that kind of work. So let's look at part 5, the mystery surprise, and how they incentivize action.
Finishing off that sentence from earlier, right above the button it reads, I give you surprise. Again, it's grammatically quirky, almost childlike, and utterly completely vague. There is absolutely no tangible reward being offered here. So why on earth does this actually work? Let's compare a specific reward, like get a free ebook, with this vague promise, I give you surprise. If someone offers you a free ebook, your brain instantly does the math. Do I want an ebook? Nope. And you keep right on scrolling. But a surprise creates a massive curiosity gap in your brain. It's the exact same psychological principle behind mystery boxes and slot machines. It drives blind curiosity, which is often way more effective at forcing an impulsive click than a real measurable offer.
So the crucial point is how all of this locks together. Welcome to part 6, the engagement bait trap and its cohesive engine. Taking a step back and looking at the whole thing again, it kind of makes perfect, terrifying sense now, doesn't it? The sum of its parts creates a perfectly engineered trap for human attention. The visual clutter stops you dead. The psychological dare challenges you. The demand to fill the comment box weaponizes your input for the algorithm. And that vague promise of a surprise exploits your natural curiosity. It all works in perfect, chaotic unison. And where does all that manufactured tension actually resolve? Right here, the massive red subscribe button, complete with the universally recognized play icon slapped on it for good measure. This is the absolute focal point where all that psychological pressure is directed. It's the ultimate trapdoor, designed to capture your provoked energy and convert it into a permanent win for the creator.
Well, we've completely deconstructed the trap today. You now know exactly how the bait is set, how those visual triggers work, and how your natural human impulses are literally being harvested for algorithmic growth. So I want to leave you with one final thought for the next time you open up an app. When you tap, swipe, or comment, are you acting intentionally or are you just reacting to the bait? Thanks for hanging out with me on The Explainer. Stay curious, stay focused, and hey, happy scrolling.